heat of the African sun kissed his skin as he stepped onto the tarmac. For the first time, Malcolm X was in Africa. Not as a tourist, not as a foreigner, but as a returning son. The air was thick with the scent of the red earth, and the people gathered in curiosity. Many had only read about this man, this black warrior from across the ocean, this fighter of oppression. A young man in the crowd whispered, "The Americans call him a radical, but here he is a brother." Malcolm X gazed at the crowd. In their eyes, he saw something familiar: pain, resilience, and a yearning for true freedom. And so began his journey, a journey that would forever intertwine his legacy with Africa's fate. Under the shade of a golden palace in Accra, two revolutionaries sat face to face. Kwame Nkrumah, the man who had shattered colonial rule in Ghana, listened intently as Malcolm spoke. "The struggle of the black man in America," Malcolm said, "is the same as the struggle of the African. We are one people, torn apart by centuries of chains." Nkrumah nodded. He had long dreamed of a unified Africa, and here before him was a brother from across the ocean, speaking the same vision. Outside the palace, young activists listened. They saw Malcolm not just as an American leader, but as a warrior of Pan-Africanism. For centuries, Africa had known Islam. It had traveled through the deserts with Berber traders, through the jungles with Sufi mystics, but now a new version of Islam crossed the Atlantic. The Nation of Islam, under Elijah Muhammad, preached not just faith, but self-reliance, power, and resistance. Across West Africa, young men and women listened to Malcolm X with wide eyes. Was Islam not just a religion, but a shield against oppression? The imams debated, the elders frowned, but the youth began to rise. In Egypt, Malcolm X found another home. The Arab leaders embraced him as a brother. He met President Gamal Abdel Nasser, who had fought to free Egypt from British control. Together, they discussed black liberation and the role of Islam in the struggle against Western dominance. At the famous Al-Azhar University, scholars debated his words. Was this the rebirth of a global Islamic movement? Then came the moment that changed everything. Malcolm X stood in Mecca, surrounded by Muslims of all races and colors. For years, he had believed in black separatism. But here he saw a different truth, one where race was not the enemy, but injustice itself. When he returned to Africa, his message had changed. He no longer spoke only of separation. Now he spoke of global unity against oppression. Then the news came. Malcolm X had been assassinated. From Dakar to Nairobi, the message spread. Africa mourned.